Is this meme an example of racist propaganda? Because if you look closely, there is nothing racist about it. Just some people going on about their day and a simple statement. And well, the statement is true. If you live in the US, UK, France or Baden-Württemberg, you speak English, French or Schwabish, not German. So why does this picture evoke negative feelings in you, and why can't you give a good counter-argument? Are you secretly racist? Should the Germans have won the Second World War? To answer these questions, I will explain how this propaganda works and why this picture is effective at what it does. The first thing you notice is the old white man surrounded by younger people with dark skin, with several children. Even without text, there is already an important message being implied that relies on your previous knowledge. If you have previous knowledge on the grand replacement theory, a conspiracy theory that states there is an organized mass immigration from, for the sake of convenience, brown countries to white countries in order to outbreed and replace the native population, then this meme can already influence you. And maybe the presence of children is unintentional, as the focus seems to be on another message, but it can certainly influence a certain group of people and could be an example of dog whistle. The more important main message, at least you are not speaking German, refers to the outcome of the Second World War. It tries to minimize the negative effects of an alternative outcome and the Nazi ideology. It implies that the only major difference would have been the language you speak, and disregards the negative consequences you would face if you would implement such an ideology, namely lack of freedom of speech, lack of freedom of religion, authoritarianism, and so on. It is an example of cherry-picking, focusing only on minor negative effects of the ideology, while ignoring more severe consequences. And the meme tries to present it as a favorable alternative to the current situation. The current situation being that there are brown people in white countries. This meme does not try to directly convince you that immigrants are inherently bad, it just implies it. At least we don't speak German implies that the current situation is bad, but at least there is some positive in it. We don't speak German. And it relies on prior knowledge, for example, posts about crimes committed by brown people. These posts put a greater emphasis on the race or religion of the offender than the actual crime, and their goal is to associate brown people with crime. They do this by posting only about crimes committed by brown people against white people, while disregarding any other crimes committed by or against different groups of people. Ultimately, the meme relies on a pre-existing dislike against brown people. The meme tries to present Nazism as preferable compared to having brown people, and it does so by using another fallacy, namely a false dichotomy, meaning it only presents two options, having brown people or having a Nazi political system. It disregards other political ideologies, including ones that are already represented by existing political parties and those that are not, and even entirely new political ideologies that may fit the current situation even better, or just adjusting the current immigration policies while keeping the rest of the political system unchanged. So, to sum up the message of the meme, brown people are bad, Nazism isn't so bad, we should choose Nazism instead of having brown people. And it could also be a dog whistle for the Great Replacement theory. So with just a short sentence, there is a lot in this meme, and if you don't recognize the fallacies or propaganda techniques or don't understand what is being implied, you don't really know how to respond to it. That is why I think it's important to not just recognize propaganda, but to understand it, so you are less likely to be affected by it, and also to be able to point it out and explain it to other people. There are some other variations of this meme, but the main message is the same with some minor differences. Here, for example, the LGBT people are used to describe the current bad situation instead of brown people. Here it's Islam. This one is a variation from the previous one, and it tries to push a message that the fight during the Second World War was in vain, because now they are in the same situation as if they had lost the war. It is also a dog whistle, implying that the current immigration from brown countries is an invasion. This one is similar, and probably my favorite from these examples, because even without the text and the newspaper in the background, it would be a perfect dog whistle. If you have knowledge of previous examples, especially the last one, this one can convey the same message without a single word. A war fought in vain, and aggressive invaders. And there is no claim that you can refute, only an emotional message. This example could be very hard to counter, especially if you don't know what this dog whistle refers to. You can't counter a claim that does not exist. And you can't really explain emotions away that are already more effective themselves at convincing many people than logical arguments. And this example tries to do what I just described. It may be less emotionally effective with the lost war message due to the lack of sadness on the soldier's face. On the other hand, this may be more effective on older people who have a prejudice that younger people are ungrateful. Not only is there a contrast between the skin colors, but also between the young, angry people and the old one. and the old one's emotion can be interpreted in a way that he is disappointed with younger people who do not respect his sacrifice and service. So this example not only works on people who have a negative opinion on brown people and immigration, but also on people with a negative opinion on younger generations or policies advocated for by younger generations like LGBT rights, environmental protection, and so on. And it tries to reinforce that viewpoint. Again, without any logical arguments, relying only on emotions. You should also check out my video about Twitter propaganda regarding reparations and slavery. I hope you enjoyed the video and learned something. If you did, please like, comment and subscribe. It helps greatly, and thanks for watching.